Hello, we're back again. I'm still on the topic of description, but now we're going to be looking at describing setting. Okay, let's see. We have talked about describing our characters and letting our readers get to know them as we go. Now, let's look at how we can describe setting. Setting, like we said, has to do with the place in which your story would be taking place or took place. Okay, and there's a way you give that description, and your readers are able to picture that setting in your mind. Now, we have to note that we must use or employ the five senses when we are describing setting. Okay, you want to describe setting. Setting, like we said, has to do with the place in which your story would be taking place or took place. Okay, and there's a way you give that description, and your readers are able to picture that setting in your mind. Now, we have to note that we must use or employ the five senses when we are describing setting. Okay, what can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you taste? What can you feel? So when you read us, all the five senses do not necessarily have to come to play when you're describing set, but at least three or four of them should your reader should be able to most of their senses, about three, four, should be provoked when you are giving a vivid description of your setting. Writing about setting is all about describing a given setting where a particular event took place. We have already said that, so I'm not going to take much time with this. So let's see now. I want us to have, let's see an example, or let's read an example of uh, setting description here. It was a cool evening and most people were in their houses. The trees which crowded the area gave a unique smell of freshness and a friendly atmosphere. Those trees also provided a shade from the sun, which most people enjoy. Ruth particularly loved sitting outside the house to enjoy nature at such times. It's meant to be at such times. Okay. Now, if you read this, you discover that you see it was a cool evening. For it to be cool means that the narrator probably is saying, I feel that cool breeze. If the breeze is cool, I know that it's a little bit friendly. If it's hot, the narrator didn't say hot afternoon. It was a cool evening. Remember, and the narrator is telling us here that it's cool because of the trees. We have trees all over. Of course, we know that most areas where we have lots of trees, the environments are mostly cool. Okay. Now, if you read more, and then it's still talking about the smell of freshness. Of course, if you agree with me, that when you have flowers or plants around, there's a kind of smell that goes with it. So the narrator is already describing the setting, provoking the five senses. So this is how to go about it. You can try something like this, and then we'll get to see it. Now look at another description of setting here. The palm trees in Ogloma community were known to be the richest, not just in palm wine, but in other fruits that these particular trees are blessed with. Some children love to play hide and seek games around a particular palm tree, which was close to uh, the stream. This is because of its broad leaves, which provided shelter from the sun. Okay, you see, this is another description of a setting. This more or less gives a description of a local community, more like a village, if you see it. So that's what description, setting description is all about. You describe your setting vividly in such a way that the readers are able to picture it. Now, we're going to do something. I don't want to limit you by giving you a picture. I want you to think about an interesting place that you visited once and describe the setting in detail, giving the big description. Please, I would like to see that place you've been to in my mind as you use descriptive language to describe that. Is that okay? All right, I think we're going to stop here. I'll see you in the next class. Don't forget to turn in your assignments.